Hi, I'm Jennifer Fosberry, and I am the author of My Name Is Not Isabella, and I'm so happy to be here today. I want to thank everyone who came up with such a cool idea. I haven't been to many writers' conferences myself, so this is kind of cool to come to the first one online. So I want to thank Jennifer and Jamie, and I wrote it down, Elena, Lisa, Laura, and Casey, and also Shannon, because she's been my go-to person, and she also gave me some tips on how not to look like a total goober. This is my first video log, so bear with me. It's a little bit odd talking to a camera. Okay, so my name is Jennifer Fosberry, as I mentioned, and when I do school visits, I tell the kids it's super easy to remember. It's just like any other berry. Strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, Fosberry. That's me. And my book, My Name Is Not Isabella, will be out in September from Sourcebooks, Jabberwocky. But it was out before, in 2008, when I self-published it. And I'm here today to talk about transitioning from self-publishing to traditional publishing. So, and I probably will throw in a bit of my opinion of self-publishing in there, because it just has to be. So, let me tell you kind of a real quick how I did that, why I did that, and how I got to where I am and what's going to happen now. So, career as an engineer, 3 kids, stopped working, ideas for books, started submitting. Learned a little bit about the submission process and kept sending them into slush piles. Didn't have the opportunity to attend a lot of writers' conferences. I think that might have been key in changing things. Some of the material I was subbing in the beginning I've seen now, and I'm like, whew, that's stinky. Should have probably not submitted that, but done. So then I came up with the idea for My Name Is Not Isabella. And I thought it was an awesome idea. And my husband thought it was an awesome idea, and we thought, why don't we try to make this a business? I'd been a project manager through my engineering career, and so it seemed like I could do that. And indeed, I could. I did a lot of research on book production and things like that, came up with a marketing plan, and that was probably my weakest area, which is a very important area, as you probably know. So we went ahead and we set aside some money, and I self-published My Name Is Not Isabella. And it came out in September 2008. And I did the best I could on that marketing plan. I sent it for some awards. I won some of them. I sent it to book fairs, and I hand sold. And I was fortunate enough in one of those book fairs. I sent it to the children's book fair in Bologna, Italy, that Dominique saw it and liked it. And then she contacted me. Dominique, by the way, is the publisher at Sourcebooks, and she's wonderful. She's very nice. She's very kind, and she talked to me over time, and eventually we decided it would be a pretty good fit, and I sold the rights to Sourcebooks. So that was about a year ago. And so what has happened in the meantime? Well, in the meantime, I've had a lot of contact with them. I have a wonderful editor that I work with there, Rebecca Fraser, and she's been awesome. Everybody I've met and talked to and interacted with has been awesome. And it's been such an easy transition. So it feels like I won the lottery in a lot of ways. So here's the key example about what is better, for me anyway, about this. When I self-published, the biggest obstacle there was that when I went into bookstores to try to get them to carry the book, it's a hard sell. You're like, hi, I have this book and it's mine and I self-published. Very hard sell. I'm not a good salesperson to begin with, and that's a hard sell, because once they hear you're self-published, most of them don't really want to talk to you. In fact, I probably didn't say it quite like that when I went in. So now I don't do that anymore. But the biggest change has been that, here's my example. In the last 3 weeks, my family bought a house and moved, and guess whose job it is to do most of that work? Mom. So I really have not had my eye on the ball as far as the book at all. And it's coming out in September. I mean, this is kind of, we're getting into critical time now. But while I was not paying attention to anything, Sourcebooks has been working on it for a while. And people are setting up book tours. People are getting reviews. I saw that Kirkus is going to review it. Please let it be a good review. Wonderful things are happening. And so the transition has been super easy. I didn't really want to be an accountant, and I'm not a good salesperson. So those are kind of 2 key things in having your own little publishing company that I was not tip-top at. But why do I think that having self-published, what's the advantage of having self-published? And I think the biggest advantage is that I kind of have an idea how things work. So as a debut author, I still kind of get it. I know what's going to happen in the marketing campaign in the beginning. I understand some of the, I had to do contracts before, so I kind of understood that piece a little bit. I hope I understood that well enough. And so I think that is what maybe makes me as a self-published author, as a successful self-published author, a better shot to be an author for a publishing company. So my overall opinion, transition for me, super easy breezy, fantastic, awesome, best decision I made, seems like right now. In fact, we're working on a second book, so that's also very cool for me. Do I recommend self-publishing as a way into traditional publishing? I still do not. I agree with everyone out there. Self-publishing is very difficult. It's a great learning experience, but it's a hard sell. It takes money, it takes time, and if you drop the ball, it's you dropping the ball, and there's no safety net. So for that reason, it probably would have been better if I had exhausted the idea of going and selling the book and pitching the book and gotten better at that portion of it before I went this route. Still, it worked for me, so I can't totally poo-poo it, but I wouldn't recommend that you start there unless you're very objective about your own work and have money to spend on it. And I don't mean spend by paying someone else to publish it for you. I mean money to spend in marketing and for contracts for illustrators and for contracts for printing and things like that. But make sure if you're going to go that route that you do a lot of research. I did, and that really, I think, saved me. I had the rights to sell. So I hope I've covered that topic. That was the topic we had discussed, and the answer is it was easy for me to transition, but the path was an interesting path, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about it. So look for Isabella in the fall. Thanks for having me. Bye.